Today we're taking a look at these NHL matches, which are happening on Monday, October 17, 2022, and giving you match breakdowns, betting tips and predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes, let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe and push that notification bell to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos. And if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. Multiple plans are available for each and every one of you. By becoming a member of the High Stakes Patreon, you will have access to our best team picks, total picks, parlay picks and much more. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting predictions that ends up costing you a lot of time and money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks. Florida Panthers vs Boston Bruins. The Florida Panthers seem to have shaken off the disappointing finish of last year's second-round playoff departure as they have come out of the gates at 2-0. After an opening night 3-1 win at the New York Islanders, the Panthers continued their Northeast Coast early season road trip with a 4-3 win over Buffalo on Saturday. Against the Sabres, the Panthers' huge offseason acquisition, Matthew Tkachuk, proved his value with second goal and added an assist, along with a series of bone-crunching checks and altercations that eventually led to a fighting penalty and a clear indication that he had gotten under Buffalo's skin. The reputation of Jim Montgomery when he took over the Bruins this offseason was that of a defensive-minded coach. In the team's first two games, both wins, the Bruins have scored 11 goals. On Saturday night against the Arizona Coyotes, the Bruins won their 19th straight game over Arizona with a 6-3 home opening win. Derek Forbort broke a tie game with a goal in the third period, and A.J. Greer had 2 goals as the short-handed Bruins won their second straight. The Bruins pumped through 43 shots in the game, and goalie Jeremy Swayman, in his first start of the season, turned away 21 shots. This is a healthy money line to take a chance on the Bruins in this matchup. Boston has done an excellent job generating shots in the first 2 games and have looked solid even without Marchand. The Bruins went 2-1 in 3 matchups with the Panthers last season and have the ability to limit the shot attempts of the Panthers. The Bruins' play in Game 2 was much more in tune with Montgomery's style of play as they limited shots and were able to deftly move the puck out of their end. Florida has playmakers and the ability to score in bunches, so Boston will assuredly look to win battles in the corners and make smart decisions out of the zone, particularly as they continue to play without number 1 defenseman Charlie McAvoy. Ullmark was the sharper of the Bruins' 2 goalies in the first 2 games and would welcome less clean looks on net that he got in the opener against Washington. Don't discount that this is the last leg of an opening 3-game road trip for the Panthers, and they may be flat in this one. Take the Bruins for the win. I understand Bobrovsky has struggled a bit in his career against the Bruins as he is allowing 3.68 goals per game in his career, but since joining Florida, he has allowed 11 goals in 4 games, 2.75 goals given up per game, so he is doing a lot better lately. The defenses have been doing well in the early portion of the season to make sure there are not too many shots heading towards their respective goalie, as Florida has 30 shots per game against them, while Boston has 29.5 shots. Both teams have also allowed 1 power play goal against them apiece, so with a man disadvantage, I am not too worried about goals being scored either. The under is 29-13-9 in their last 51 games against each other, so go with the defenses to step up and have under 6.5 goals here as well. Los Angeles Kings vs Detroit Red Wings. The Kings have looked promising to start the season with their offense stepping up and scoring 3.67 goals per game, including 7 goals in their recent win. Adrian Kemp, Alex Iafallo, and Ans Kopitar have scored 5 goals and 7 assists to lead the top 2 lines, but the rest of the offense has also stepped up. Gabriel Velarde, Kevin Fiala, and Arthur Kaliev have combined for 4 goals and 5 assists, while defensemen Michael Anderson and Matt Roy have added a goal and 3 assists from the point to help open up the offense. The Red Wings are having a great start to the season with 2 wins and an offense that has scored 8 goals with 5 goals in their recent win. Dylan Larkin and Michael Rasmussen have scored 2 goals and 5 assists to lead the top 2 lines, but the back end of the forward unit has also stepped up. Jakob Vrana, Andrew Kopp and Lucas Raymond have combined for a goal and 5 assists, while defensemen Ben Charo and Ali Mata have added 2 goals and 2 assists from the blue line to provide a spark to the offense. This is going to be a great game between 2 evenly matched teams. The Kings are looking to build off a strong win, but the Red Wings have been playing great to start the season and look to control this game from the first period. The Red Wings look to build off a 5-goal game and pile on the goals with Dylan Larkin, Jakub Vrana, and the rest of the forward unit, establishing a strong offensive zone presence and creating open shots with great puck movement. The Red Wings should also limit the Kings' offense with Moritz Seider, Ben Charo, and the rest of the defense, creating turnovers in the defensive zone and limiting shots on the net, allowing goaltender Ville Husso to make plenty of big saves. The Red Wings should win the game with a strong performance on their home ice. Take the Red Wings for the win. The offense of the Los Angeles Kings have been doing extremely well to begin the season, and leading the charge for them has been center Adrian Kemp. Los Angeles has just Victor Arvidsson on the injury report as he is dealing with an illness and was ruled out of the last game. Kemp has been doing well as he has posted 4 points, 3 goals, 1 assist, and is tied for second in the NHL in goals thus far. In his previous game against the Vegas Golden Knights, he did pretty well as he scored a goal on 3 shot attempts in 17:47 time on ice. The Detroit Red Wings have been off to an excellent start this season and are looking to continue. They are dealing with 4 different players on the injury report with long-term injuries, so the Red Wings will be without them for a while, as 3 are on injured reserve. Their top player in the early portion of the season has been center Dylan Larkin, as he has recorded 4 points, 1 goal, 3 assists so far. In his previous game against the Devils, he had a great game as he recorded a goal, as well as a pair of assists on 2 shot attempts in 21-11 on the ice. Jonathan Quick is definitely better than the beginning of the season has shown, while Ville Husso is every bit as good as his first game indicated. Quick still has a .903 save percentage, which is decent, but needs to be better. Neither team has been too aggressive in order to get shots up, as the Kings are attempting 30.3 shots per game, which is 19th in this young season, while the Red Wings are shooting 31 shots per game, which is 18th in the sport. The under has hit in each of the previous 4 Kings games against Eastern Conference opponents, as well as being 7-1 in the last 10 Red Wings Monday games. Our total pick is under 6.5 goals. Colorado Avalanche vs Minnesota Wild. The Avalanche are looking to repeat as Stanley Cup champions and have the offense to make it happen, scoring 8 goals in their first 2 games. Nathan MacKinnon and Mikko Rantanen have combined for a goal and 8 assists to lead the top line, but the rest of the offense has also looked great. Artturi Lehkonen, Valeri Nichushkin, and Andrew Cogliano have combined for 6 goals and 2 assists, while defensemen Cale Makar, Devon Toews, and Bowen Byram have added a goal and 4 assists from the point to put the offense over the top. The Wild have yet to win a game this season despite their offense looking great, scoring 9 goals in 2 games. Matt Zuccarello, Kirill Kaprizov, and Matt Boldy have combined for 5 goals and 6 assists to lead the top 2 lines, but the entire offense has looked great this season. Joel Eriksson, Marcus Foligno, and Sam Steele have combined for 3 goals and 2 assists, while defensemen Jacob Middleton and Matthew Dumba have added a goal and 3 assists from the point to open up the offense. This is going to be a great game between 2 of the best teams in the league. The Avalanche are looking to win on the road, but the Wild look to get their first win of the season and make a statement in the upcoming game. The Wild should constantly find the back of the net with Kirill Kaprizov, Matt Boldy, and the rest of the forward unit, creating open shots with speed on the wings and finding open shots with great passes in the offensive zone. The Wild should also limit the Avalanche's offense with Jared Spurgeon, Matthew Dumba, and the rest of the defense stepping up at the blue line and cutting off angles to the net on the rush, while limiting shooting lanes, allowing goaltender Marc-Andre Fleury to make plenty of big saves. The Wild should win the game with a strong performance on their home ice. Our team pick is Wild, plus 105. After just 2 games of the regular season, the Colorado Avalanche are allowing an average of 3.50 goals per game. Part of the problem through the first 2 games of the season is the penalty kill unit, as Colorado is holding opponents scoreless only 50% of the time when the Avalanche are shorthanded. Alexander Georgiev is 1-0-0 with a 2.01 goals against average and .882 save percentage, while Pavel Francouz is 0-1-0 with a 5.21 goals against average and .815 save percentage. Expect to see Georgiev in goal on Monday after opening the season with a strong effort in goal versus Chicago. Although Minnesota is scoring an average of 4.50 goals per game, the Wild cannot keep up with the amount of goals they are giving up. Minnesota's power play has been strong, as the Wild are scouring 40% of the time with a man advantage, but the penalty kill unit could use some help, as they are holding opponents scoreless only 72.7% of the time when shorthanded. Matt Boldy and Matt Zuccarello are the leaders in goals scored with 2 apiece. Boldy, Zuccarello and Kirill Kaprizov are the leaders in assists with 2 each. Both teams are off to poor starts in goal, as Colorado is allowing an average of 3.50 goals per game, and Minnesota is allowing an average of 7.00 goals per game. The total has finished over in 7 of the last 10 games that Colorado has played against a team from the Western Conference, and in 41 of the last 61 games that the Minnesota Wild have played on their home ice. In addition, Colorado is scoring an average of 4.00 goals per game, and Minnesota is scoring an average of 4.50 goals per game. Our total pick is over 6.5 goals. Dallas Stars vs Winnipeg Jets. The Winnipeg Jets took the ice just once in the opening week of the 2022-23 NHL season. They beat the New York Rangers 4-1 as -145 home favorites this past Friday, finding the back of the net 3 times in the final 5 minutes of the third period. Mark Scheifele accounted for a couple of goals, while Nikolaj Ehlers had 2 assists. The Dallas Stars met the Nashville Predators twice last week and earned a couple of comfortable victories. After a 4-1 victory as +115 road underdogs, the Stars trounced the Predators 5-1 as -125 home favorites this past Saturday to kickstart their 2022-23 campaign. Mason Marchment has scored 3 goals, while Jason Robertson and Tyler Seguin have recorded 3 dishes apiece. Monday's card is full of interesting matchups, and the Central Division battle between Winnipeg and Dallas is certainly one of the hardest to predict the outcome. Both teams played very well in the opening week, so we should see a tight contest and a dramatic finish. Each of their 4 encounters in 2021-22 has gone to overtime. Connor Hellebuyck struggled against the Stars last regular season, posting a 0-3 record with a 3.54 GAA and .898 save percentage. On the other side, Jake Ettinger went 2-0 with a 2.42 GAA and .911 SV% against the Jets, so I'm backing the Stars to extend their home dominance over Winnipeg. Dallas's offense has tortured the Predators, notching a 17.6 shooting percentage, and Hellebuyck will be properly tested in this matchup. The Dallas Stars have played 2 games so far this season, coming against Nashville in a home-and-home series in which Dallas was victorious in both games, once by the score of 4-1 in Nashville, the other by the score of 5-1 at home in Texas. In the preseason, Dallas had trouble scoring goals, only scoring 3 times in their final 3 games coming against Colorado and Minnesota. Matt Scheifele is the Winnipeg Jets team leader in points with 2 on the season and also has 2 goals. Nikolaj Ehlers is the team leader in assists with 2, one of those assists coming on the power play, and is even on the season in his 1 game played so far against New York. Mason Marchment is the team leader for the Dallas Stars and goals with 3 on the season so far, one of those coming on the power play on 8 shots on goal in the short year. Jason Robertson is the team leader and assists for Dallas with 3 on the year, 0 power play assists and is a +4. Our total pick is over 6 goals.